Thank you, RetailTO, for hosting me and inviting me on your stage. My name is Kohulen Mahan, and I'm here to talk to you about the pursuit of disruption. Up on the screen, it's a picture that I want to show you. It's a picture of a phone. It's a picture of a phone with the list of the top 10 retailers by decade from the 1950s to now. This is the phone of Doug McMillon, Walmart's CEO. He uses this as a constant reminder of all the change happening within the environment and the industry that we're in today. This is what he calls healthy paranoia. I would probably call it just paranoia, but healthy paranoia makes sense. And it's an example of how change is happening so fast. And you can see Amazon coming out of nowhere on the leaderboard on the top right. E-commerce is paving a path of disruption in the industry we're in today. These 5 companies are changing what I sleep on, where I sleep when I travel, what I watch on TV, listen to music, and buy things online. If these guys aren't disruptors, I don't know what is. I mean, I don't even know what I did before Endy. I felt like I needed a mattress. I drove to a couple mattress stores, jumped on a couple beds that thousands of you guys probably slept on, pretended I knew what exactly I wanted and went mattress to mattress, and then negotiated a price for a mattress that I probably won't love, but I'll learn to live with, and then I'll twiddle my thumbs waiting for that delivery to come. I'm looking at the old me like, are you crazy as a consumer to expect that for buying a mattress? And this is what all these companies are on. They're on the pursuit of disruption. And with me in my role right now in e-commerce at PepsiCo Beverages, this is really what I'm striving for. It's really about understanding all the change happening in the marketplace, and it's our natural tendency when change is happening so fast around us that we feel like we need to move just as fast. And that's exactly what happened to me when I started my role in e-commerce at PepsiCo Beverages. I was moving so fast within this role, and at the end of 2018, I thought, hey, take a break, think about your resolution and where you're spending your time, and really reflect on everything that you've done and everything that you've learned. And really what I used that time to do, and it boiled down to one question. Do you want to go fast, or do you want to go far? And that question really resembled everything that I did in 2018 and what I wanted to do in 2019. So as I look through this, I want to share one example and one story with you. It's the story of Webvan. With a show of hands, how many people know what Webvan is? 7 people. That's awesome. How many people know the online Instacart grocery delivery platform? Everyone. Awesome. So I'm here to tell you that Webvan is the original Instacart that happened in 1999. This company was huge. I mean, in 1999, this company was poised to be one of the biggest startups of that era. I'm going to tell you 3 things that are going to give you an example of how big this company was supposed to be. In 1999, they were evaluated at $6 billion. They had over 2,000 employees, and they expanded to 26 markets. They were smashing their goal of GBF, get big fast. And 3 years later, they crashed. They went bankrupt, all for reasons all within their control. They felt the need to go fast because everything around them in 1999 was happening so fast. And that's really what happened to me when I took a pause in 2018. Do I want to go fast, or do I want to go far? And when I think about the problem that Webvan was trying to solve, at its core, that problem remains the same today. How do you disrupt the grocery industry? Now, 20 years later, us in the grocery industry, that problem has slightly evolved because we're seeing other industries become disrupted by e-commerce. So that problem now has become, how do you disrupt the grocery industry with a sustainable approach to the demands of e-commerce? And that's really what I'm on the journey of. Now, within food and beverage, there's a number of issues and complexities that we have when it comes to fragility, weight, lower retail prices, freshness, how do you drive impulse online, as well as last mile delivery costs that are so expensive considering the weight of our product. Now, when I looked at this, I thought, I'm not the only one trying to solve this issue, and I'm definitely not going to solve it overnight. So really what I came to the realization is the power of partnership and experimentation is going to be huge in our success as a community and as an industry. And this is really what I want to define in terms of experimentation. Experimentation doesn't mean you know what the result is going to be. It's really about doing something where you don't know what the result is going to be and pushing yourself to that out of comfort zone. So I developed these 6 steps to help me in my journey of how to become better at experimentation. It's really about starting small, gathering feedback, developing learnings, sharing successes and failures, scaling the wins, and continuing to experiment. A quick example of this is we knew our consumer was going online. We knew our consumer was shopping on Amazon. We want to be wherever our consumer is. So we said, let's start small and let's start on Amazon. So we put our listings up, we saw what it delivered, we developed the learnings no matter how small the sales were, how complex the supply chain issues were, and we shared those successes and failures throughout the organization. And today we're proud owners of the Amazon Bestsellers badge and Amazon's Choice badge. Another example of this is our US team in PepsiCo is working with a robotics team and a university to implement a mobile vending machine. This is a robotic vending machine that would go anywhere on campus where students can order on wherever they want it on campus to collect and get their refreshing snacks. In terms of this leaderboard, which I want to bring you back to, I've highlighted in red where Sears enjoyed the #1 spot for almost 4 decades. It took them almost 40 years to become completely obsolete. In today's era, the one thing that we know is that change is happening very fast and that the problems to solve will always change, but the pursuit of disruption will always remain constant. So I'll leave you with this. My goal in 2019 is to stay on the path of disruption, and if you want to walk fast, walk alone. If you want to walk far, let's walk together. Thanks.
Hi, Kohulen. My name is Obi. So first of all, warm hello from Coca-Cola. So Kohulen, so as you guys are working on the journey to e-commerce, I think my question to you would be, what were some of the initial hurdles of getting the organization to commit to a journey like this? So this is definitely a journey, I would say. So working for a large organization like that, definitely to get all the I's dotted must have been very challenging.
Yeah, definitely. Just because you work for Coke, I probably won't answer that question today. No, but definitely, especially I think that comes with not just Pepsi, Coke, any big organization, when taking on something that is so small, that requires such large change, is definitely hard. And I can tell you the amount of difficult conversations I've had at every level of the organization, you feel like you don't want to do it. Like, disruption is not easy, but the one thing that I could say is organizations are committed, like PepsiCo, by putting someone in place to manage e-commerce. They're saying, hey, we don't know what this is or how big it's going to be, but we'll put someone there to see where this is going to net out. And I think that comes from the top down in terms of leadership, but definitely takes a person with determination to have those conversations.
How do you get buy-in for an iterative process where you don't really know?
Yeah, I think that's a bit of the upselling in terms of you got to figure out who in your organization as well as your customers are really going to be able to drive that change. And I think us in Canada, we're lucky to have all the technology around us, but also the leadership from other markets like China, like US. So if you really think no one has done it before, if you look hard enough, I promise you there's someone who's done it that you can at least draw parallels to show examples of other industries, of other tactics that people have done to really understand what your ROI could be. Awesome. Okay. Thank you, guys.